I used to think I had to pick one: digital products or client work, courses or coaching, subscriptions or sanity. But the longer I've been in this, the more I've realized it's rarely about choosing a side. It's about choosing your capacity, your season, your style. Some business models look amazing on paper and feel absolutely awful in practice. Others seem simple or slow, but they turn out to be surprisingly sustainable. So today, I want to talk about two paths that get a lot of attention: digital products and subscriptions. What they really take, what people don't always say, and how you might use either or both to build something that actually works for you. Welcome back to the podcast. If you've ever found yourself deep in a Google rabbit hole searching how to make passive income online, this one's for you. We're in an era where everyone seems to be selling something: an ebook, a template, a membership, a mini course. And honestly, digital products and subscription models can be amazing, but they're not magic, and they're definitely not one size fits all. If you've been wondering whether it's worth putting in the effort to create a digital product, or whether a subscription model could be a sustainable way to grow a steady income, today I'm breaking it down. Not with formulas or hype, but with the kind of clarity I wish I had early on. Because here's the thing: both models can work, and both have their traps. The key is understanding your energy, your audience, and what success actually looks like to you, not just what sounds good on a sales page. In this episode, we'll look at what goes into each model, where they shine, where they can get messy, and how to decide what fits your capacity right now. Whether you're just getting started or you're pivoting into something more scalable, I hope this gives you a clearer picture of what's possible and permission to build it your own way. So here's the points we're going to explore: what it really takes to sell a digital product. Creating the thing is just the beginning. We're going to talk about visibility, trust, pricing, and yes, the backend tech. Because launching a product without a basic funnel or email flow can make it feel like shouting into the void. We're going to talk about the truth about subscription models, because they're not just easy recurring revenue. We'll look at the emotional and logistical realities, the ongoing content pressure, and the tech setups like membership platforms, payment systems, and how to actually deliver value consistently. Then we're going to talk about how to know what fits your energy and season. This isn't just about strategy, it's about sustainability. We're going to explore how to choose or combine models based on your actual bandwidth, comfort with tools and automation, and what you want your day-to-day to look like. And then we're going to talk about doing both. Doing both is totally possible if you're intentional. We're going to talk about how to layer offers in a way that reuses your tech systems instead of multiplying them, and doesn't split your energy in 10 different directions. Before we get into the details, I just want to say this: none of these models are better than the others. They each come with trade-offs, tech-wise, time-wise, and emotionally. My hope with this episode isn't to tell you what to do, but to give you a clearer view of what each path actually takes so you can make choices that feel doable and aligned with where you are at now. So let's start with digital products, because they're often seen as the most straightforward way to make money online. But simple doesn't always mean easy. There's this moment that happens after you finally finish the thing: the guide, the workshop, the template pack. You're proud of it, excited even. You set up a landing page, hit publish, and then silence. Not because your product isn't good, but because creating it is just one piece of the equation. Selling it is a whole other game. What trips a lot of people up in this quiet gap between where visibility lives: trust, messaging, price point, timing, audience size, and yes, back-end stuff like how your emails are set up, whether you've got a simple funnel in place, and if people even know this thing exists. You don't need a big complicated system, but you do need a way for someone to find the product, understand how it helps them, and feel safe enough to buy it. That often means at least a few foundational pieces: a solid landing page, a way to follow up, and a clear message that speaks to a real need. It also means you probably won't just drop a product and instantly make money in your sleep, unless you've already done a ton of upfront work building trust and traffic. And that's okay. It's not a failure, it's just real life. A lot of people quietly pull products after they flop when really they just didn't give them a chance to circulate. The digital product space is full of promise. It's also full of pressure to launch big and rake in revenue immediately. But a slow build doesn't mean it's not working. It might just mean that it's working like a garden, not a gas stove. But digital products aren't the only path to scalable income. Another model that gets a lot of love and a lot of side eyes is subscriptions. There's something really appealing about the idea of recurring revenue. You make something once, or at least set it up, and people pay you every month. It sounds like stability and like breathing room, and it can be. But here's the part that doesn't always get talked about. Subscriptions are relationships, and relationships need attention. If digital products are like planting a garden, subscriptions are more like running a little farm. People are showing up expecting fresh eggs or tomatoes or newsletters or community every month. And that expectation, while totally doable, adds a layer of emotional and creative pressure that's easy to underestimate. There's also the backend to think about: recurring payment systems, member-only content access, email tagging, onboarding sequences. The tech stack can get clunky really fast, especially if you're building it yourself. Even platforms that promise to do it all still need setup, strategy, and maintenance. But the biggest challenge isn't the tech, it's the rhythm. Can you keep showing up consistently? Will you still want to be doing this version of the work in 6 months, a year, or longer? Subscription models work best when they're aligned with your energy and creativity, not when they're built on pressure or fear that everything will fall apart if you take a break. That said, for the right kind of offer and the right kind of person, subscriptions can feel so good. They create more stable income, a tighter community, and a reason to keep showing up without constantly selling something new. You just have to know what you're committing to and make sure it's a commitment that you actually want. Just like digital products, subscriptions can work, and they can also wear you out if they're not aligned with how you actually want to work. So let's zoom out for a second and talk about the piece that gets skipped way too often: your energy, your season, and what you really have capacity for. Sometimes we look at other people's business models and think, I just need to set mine up like that. But here's the truth. The model that works best isn't the one that sounds smartest or sells the fastest. It's the one that you can actually sustain. Maybe you're in a season where you've got creative fire and time to build something big, like a course or a subscription community. Or maybe you're in a slower, softer season where smaller, low-lift digital offers feel more doable. There's no right answer, but ignoring your season is how burnout starts. And it's not just about energy, it's also about how you want to relate to your work. Do you like regular interaction? Do you want space between launches? Do you thrive in bursts or prefer a steady rhythm? These things matter more than any sales strategy. Tech can play a role here too. If you're already feeling stretched thin, adding a bunch of automations and funnels and integrations might sound like leverage, but in practice, it can become one more thing you have to manage. Sometimes the simplest offer with the least moving parts is the best match for right now. What matters most is choosing something you can show up for, not just this month, but months from now when things get weird or quiet or busy. Because consistency doesn't have to mean pushing yourself. It can mean designing something that fits you, so showing up feels more like flow than force. So once you've got a better sense of your energy and capacity, the next question usually comes up. Okay, but can I do both? And the answer is yes, you can. But how you do it really matters. A lot of people treat digital products and subscriptions like they're separate lanes. Pick one and stay in it. But the truth is, combining them can work really well if you build from the inside out and not all at once. You might start with a single digital product that sells well and build a mini subscription around it, like bonus content, Q&As, or a support community. Or maybe you've got a membership going and you create digital products that serve as standalone resources or upgrades for people who want to go deeper. But here's where people get tripped up. They try to build both at the same time, from scratch, without knowing what's actually resonating yet. That's a fast track to decision fatigue and too many moving parts. Instead, think of it like layers. You start with something simple and let it evolve. That way, you can reuse systems like your email sequences, your checkout process, your messaging, without doubling your workload or confusing your audience. Because doing both doesn't mean being in constant creation mode. It means building a quiet, flexible ecosystem where your offers support each other and you. This is how scalable income can actually feel grounded when it's based on real capacity and grows at your pace. I'm just going to take a quick pause here. If this episode is resonating and you want more behind the scenes thoughts on building a business that fits you, not the algorithm, I share extra reflections, tools, and strategies in my newsletter. It's like this podcast, but in your inbox. Oh, and it's shorter. No fluff, no spam, just thoughtful notes to support the way you work. You can sign up at empowerspark.com or check the link in the show notes. All right, so let's wrap this up. Here's what I hope you take away from this. There isn't one perfect business model. There's just what fits you, your energy, your season, your values. Digital products can give you breathing room, but they still need visibility and care. Subscriptions can create steady income, but they need structure and stamina. Neither is a shortcut, but both can be beautiful, flexible ways to build something that lasts. And yes, you can do both, but not all at once. Not in a rush, and not in a way that pulls you away from the kind of life and work you actually want. Start where you are. Let it be small and simple at first. Learn as you go. Build in a way that feels like you're making something with your business, not for it. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do what's enough for you right now. That's what sustainable looks like. So that's it for today. I hope that this gave you some clarity, or at least some relief that you're not behind or doing it wrong. You're just figuring it out like the rest of us. If this episode sparked something for you, I'd love to hear what landed. You can always send me a note or share it with someone who's in the same season of figuring things out. And if you're building something quietly powerful and want support along the way, make sure you're subscribed. New episodes drop regularly, and they're all made with intentional, creative women like you in mind. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon.